Siguli sigwegu.
Siguli.
Yep.
Ganat dahawi niungits. Call it Judas Schuyler niungits. I think my first question I want to ask is about any information that we have on runners. What the runners used to do, how long ago it was when we stopped using runners to send messages. Any information that you all have on that.
Sante kanji nokni gaele tiga laksot wiji lunusoda ko igan tostand lunga a stage wagi iganen todeho haletane unkok ya guide ogante unka nate lo natugotu noksi unka sa nate ne ka wanchi nega laliwa hawi naoli noksi oksa nyo yingwa nungte kan nyo nang kokni doa sa ji wi nate lo yo dasla ka noksi ka gyokna he okna wi lo tugotu tanu yakin wi te wakanuta wi unka di nate yakudugotu noksi negi wi when loli wayan tadi unka nate kale
Kết cốt như túi thốt chiên qua lì hô đầu ý chỉ thôi nhiều chiên qua lì hoa tao đi đã thông cao
Nok chỉ có được có trong kiểu quý chỉ cái thì còn hai đi lì hoa hậu trong cả na tiêu hoàng trong có để nó có nóc là sanoa nó khá lệ đát yes sanoa nó khá lệ đát có trong đây là có lệ số trong có để khuyên agilo we natural causes ya nó nên nó ta đi lì hoa hậu ne tok ti ko ni ko ti kan ko nok ti agilo we ko declan mothers o kale la chief o kale dat adel wa de long se we ko de long se ne ton ok ti ka agilo hadili wa ya kin wa nok chung kok na ta yo dung ko
ya hadili ka
na ta ni sni chi la dili wa win asun ko chi ga restana ke
la dake ko dano ka sneka to kan dole ni holen saya da to no ya hadung ko yakin me to de chino ya to pakas lo dise
kanolu sai slati kanayon
truck on na ko la da di ginwa mo ke ko ni slada queen a queen madle chi ga restana running board ne la da di
Nokchi no ni nen no kwa kana to chi ne lo to na mane running board model A to lata di nokchi to do de lo ne ni agilo chi keksa ne ki to ni lata ke ki no ne
ta nu ko ske de kan usagen
kwa nya de kan usak
kwa he de kan usagen ali
wa to ho le ta no sne nak nu ha ka ya ko te wale ne tikan hagilo wi asa kwina tana shele wi chi dai sa hale o ilo daga no da tana shel
na te na no kawadu
ka do kan ki ni o chi to hale
ka do ga ni ha do
ni sa la ka ya ta la ko ha to ni ne chi ka ya hati ko e ya ni ne taw don ko ti ka ni o ka na ho
o kwina ga ko ni sla de wa kwina chi ga ya hatung da de ni ko kwita wa to address
ni se yo chi o ka no de ti ka chi to song ni ne a ho wa sana ka la da de ka no ses ni ka cha ka ya to no hatli hun ni to chi ba kan te kwita no te no ma ni yo chi
to ge ni chi li wa en de li no kshin he song kwi chu ni ko ha so
okne dat wahonu wakta dat ni natok wi awali waji atawan dun tahala dat
doka sas ni ko ni hat
ne
doka ni hadi lo dia dalla ko ne sa la wa don bakan yo le ni hat dak he sayara no ya hala we chi yo le lo wa we kna ti ha de no ya hadun ko kus no tikle ti ko lo des ko chi ni ko de ha le ti toila de sayadat lol hale na toyahala wokna neno ya dungo. Dan siya ko ya natetata ni tala tikana na yahala wichi no itla de sayadat lolung te nata auliwa chito na tuwala wokna
no adungo.
Yo kwichi de yo natti hawo na nokti. Ba kwichi ma ni takwe ko chino chitwana klasla ya ko de yatte ni hadi.
So.
When do any of you remember when there were runners, or is it just stories that you've heard? Do you remember?
Yeah, kikwa nokchi gagale so ade kungwa kikwa dongonji tikiniot chiladi nagla kwinchuli wagai.
Kale tsidagada sawan kuiwa ki kok chia kwase ga laksat nege jagon lunda kwega ne tone ni waga tundown ji Danung kwa chaute wis kunti ko tatkan tagang te ayak sa dua goslia kun.
We talk no.
So he ne akale ka kale he kuiwa ga tundown ji. Kaya.
And do we know how, I assume it's whoever was fastest, right? But do we know how the runners were picked, who picked them, or was it just volunteer?
Lwadia talagwahado gichikayo wadut no nadli hondak.
They were appointed by, and it used to be they were brought up at the longhouse, and they were appointed, and they needed probably at least 6 or 7 individuals so that they take turns. One will run so far, probably to the next road, and then somebody else continues from there until they cover the community. We don't know currently how it's done now, like who puts them in place, but they needed that many runners, a lot of them, in order to cover the community.
And now,
And
maybe
now,
not because they're in a car now.
The last that I heard, there was 2 people, one driving and one standing in the back of the truck, and they went around. So one person can do that now, but I imagine he can't do it too long either because you need your voice to do that. So maybe they have more than 1 or 2.
Pina soje sungan so don yakin tita gwenit sayada tok. Noxias.
Ja kwinoktanung kaya de ganong. And when I heard, the last time I heard, I was in the house, but as soon as I heard it, I knew what it was. Like you just get the chills when you hear it. So I went out there, and I thought they were going to be running. Here, by the time I went out, the truck went by and he yelled again. So I had to track him down and see what's going on. He probably yelled at the first house down, coming from the hill, that house there. And then by the time I went out there, he was going by my place, and he yelled again. And then I heard him 2 more times before he got to town line. And then they turned. And that's the last time that I heard it. But same thing, the first time I heard it, I didn't know what it was. But when I heard it, that's what happened. I just got the chills because it wasn't a yell that I heard before. But I knew what it was.
Noksin chiwa se ne yon wichi at wat no saloni kas ne ya wine to take no so do no what ni kokna de hon saloni no wa ona kwine tone no.
Noksi se kun adi toni hadi el haga.
Swadela yakit.
Kale kwa noktatta hona daanung snega.
And back in in those days, they only done that if you died accidentally. Natural causes, no, they didn't do that. It had to be in some sort of accidental accident. Then they had a runner.
We got then like the chief. Kale, agila yon three clanmothers go three kale so yeah go.
Octane face keepers and
I think so.
I would think way back in the day would they running to warn other villages of other people coming or anything like that?
Just in this nation, because other villages have different beliefs. Eh?
So like would they have, do you think they wouldn't have run if, like, say we had, when Oneida and Seneca, when we were all beside each other, then the Oneidas would run through the Oneida land, right? And then when they got to the Seneca territory, then they would carry on? No?
I don't believe so.
But that's the way, I think our way was from way back when we were at Oneida in New York. That's how it was then, and it came over here, and that's how we still do that, or it's done that way to this day. As they're saying here that it's when the chiefs and clan mothers and faith keepers, when they pass or an accident. But there's also the other way that they used to do, and I don't know of anybody who can do it now, is because we have churches now in the community here, and back in the day they used to ring the bell when somebody passed, and when you heard that, it was the same thing. When you heard the bell in the middle of the week or day, you knew right away that something happened, and people would go down to the church and find out who's passed this time. And depending on the age of the person, that's the way they ring the bell. And
Glenda Lange.
She was a grandmother.
So it's they used to do that, ring the bell. And now I only think of two churches that still has a bell in there. That could be rung if somebody knew how to do that. And other than that, every church in the community here used to have one. And but that's in the past too now. It doesn't happen. And when it came from the funeral home to bring it back here, they would ring the bell there as they brought in the person to the church.
And so that's just for Oneida. So every other nation would have had their own.
They had their own.
Probably, yeah.
Their own system.
Yeah.
Noksidat ludistagalle lasta niinku te honosliagu adiedi kaneunka natte ne goyada wa to.
Hola dikineunka. If it's church, it's no matter who it is, they do it. Tänään koskee ne latiat la konchika jo hadlista kallelas.
Yeah, because in the church they knew how to ring that bell to let people know that it was a death, why that bell was ringing. And I think when they used to bring the body home, I think there was another ring again that they were to let people know that the body has arrived home.
And the person that rang the bell had to know how to ring it, because they used to say that if it double rang when it's ringing, there's going to be another death shortly after. So you have to be careful when you're ringing the bell that you do it slowly so that it'll ring one way and then it comes back and then it stops and then until you're ready to ring again.
So they go to school.
And we had all different guys ringing the bell, and
all the churches had different men, ringing. Like ours, our Anglican, it was Eli Farmer that used to ring the bell there. And before that, it used to be John Lige, the old John Lige, that used to ring the Anglican. I don't know. I was seeing the other day, the different churches. The Anglican. Shaman used to ring.
Shaman Nicholas.
Old Baptist.
Old Baptist College, what the United Church. That te handlon tonguata listagalle last. Ta Angus Hill kas kune tononta listagalle lasta.
Nekin irskaskeja, Angus Hill. United Church was listagalle last.
Kalle, Quacky John te Russell Anton, Nathan Fellowship.
Nekin Russell.
So they knew how to ring the bell, so that it stayed.
And how they rang the bell, the people knew if it was a child, an old person.
Olive, weren't you telling a story that someone used to lift their feet would come right after?
And I know the person that used to ring the bell at the Anglican, because they have the long
gown,
long dresses or whatever they called it. He used to put that on. He was short.
Long regala.
Yeah, he was short, and they said he used to just jump up every time he read the bell. It got colored, yes. Oh, gosh.
Naskiet har liugetigen soteku. Ei ni hokkalas, tanni datla kunja.
Koska niillä on lauasaleissa. Niin kannattaa suitcase, kun niin välttämättä lauasaleissa. Tämä on osa liivaksi.
Liivaksi se on.
Joskin on nityohtune, että listakalle lastatulla näitä kuakalle on hasvilla hauerun kohta. Kannun puhutsiin. Siellä eikö?
Ja kiinteitä
laulaakas latstelista.
Ne kuitsit on tätä takennas
ne tone ja ne naate tätä kahsi. Tätä näjane se tätä niin. Siellä on puine johon kuusia ne odotikan hakilo tätä näjane se ne tiasa kede kanus. Siellä on konane. Ja ne naate tätä hoditi hakat sakaa.
Oliva se kuitenkin noiden tätä kasjunk.
Tahnuun koskoina jättää tietoa, että koko se jonkun huun.
No, ne kui se on vain ja tamutunna te on lihuataan tiikaan, kun huonekin hoti lihoda.
Niin se oli lihoda.
Hei sun pitäkään lihoja, kannattaa nelkille taudon lihuataan tiin.
Tehun täjätäkin haskas ne juva huun, niin se nahtevat tässä lihollaksi. Hakin kokneukna.
Se kan olla ne se
takin. Nekin niikä jäljelläkin, niin katsotaan tässä konaan taktee. Muskok sitten kohtaan juone. No kaikki on huojäätäkin näjäkin, ne on tuossa hakal jahki, vaan ne on huojäätäkin, ne on okala okna vaskua helle. Kun nokti on huodikkuan on teki vaan. Ja kun mä tein, että taisali on tuossa, tokarin kuskal jahksi.
Nahtadi tuo deladi naatun kuantun kaukkas. Häis minä tekan alla vauhtiota saaka vaatiatakin.
Olisiko ne on niillä vaatin
Lähtääkin hossun ike, neken biigelarina nokvan. Hossun ike.
Wennekin nekin niin ojatsi te dauiku antakaa de volunteer. Negi tui chagat noksi busy bee. Nega busy bee katawat naho.
Negi nityo lenyo kanot
Ne. Kale
Tata silo when no dago, you know what that means? Then they finish the project. It's Agilo nokchin mo wena nek winen a volunteer winet sasi nokchi. If you really translate it, that's what it is. Because I looked it up in a dictionary.
Wahadi hue no daku.
Natega di nen.
Diksa.
Nata di nen tata si wasa tungalia.
Nekunen has sekohte we invitation wineya with muntungalia. Gnoski nitun yachi wagan. I'll have to look that up in a dictionary.
Ne skinin tinole ni went to that qui dana istega dage asaket. Igui to dan kadatas tenguya dolia tuniolenias. Wakatungalia ke guitenguya dagena tuniolenias.
I volunteered. Nekon pinesa hatigan volunteer tigachina te wasi. Wakatungalia.
Nejiwa tu nen suha jiwa. Ya nok tawdo e na te gana.
Natadi o nato kia dun natadin wahadi hue no daku.
Megwentian ohalo we be spelling bee or busy bee. Natu was not on bee.
Bee kas kuntigala di nato.
Ne?
Busy like a bee.
Busy bee. To volunteer nen kai kana yaska.
Nate wasi. Wakatungalia.
Wakatungalia.
Negwi zes hinuandus. Te jatla ne kana te ne tona tong kwatian kan
Yes, so ne de gono te. So jiga
Muskai gui nge to jago te don chongi. Tano.
Noksi ga saha kui ga ni to wakyahan atanuya ni agwe gunte wak hasunte wak yoyente tawi chok natadin owana sola.
Negui oyachi te rangui wata na te negua etstian kola can kas.
Neisu niigla angwanungtan.
Wakano tigi nokchis wage ni kol hara ke koa yatsi lena ne wahala na saki hiala ne tuste wa.
Neiji kok kaika china tigundi wa ungli wanung dung se waki yungli wanung dung gin hoyatan chakwadlana ikanen wene ni se chiswani kong hao.
Oyaki ni si te dan oknaga de wanda ke kan.
De wanda ke kan.
Waki wanung dung. Negui ga tunio he ga nen sage hiala ne na te kas. La des nguasot.
Nesu nin magano tesu ninoksin. Negu kondusagwe he halako.
Negi ni tuniat.
Wahalo sui jenagona sautol. Isin gua wakwezando de han saweka.
Ja sakwezando dagwin.
Yakina wantunte wakatunde tik. Wakwezando.
Wakwezanda kui la dina don
Sugos netika agila onunda no ni venela dina tika nika ni agila galan te wa negyo ni ne wakwezanda.
O isa gonga skui wat ne to kodong kat.
Sakwezanda ko na onunda atste dat ni chito kane ko ye.
When you reach half a gallon had you something ni wa.
Wei ki wa. Chit on kanachos ko das 400 danet kana ya chit kane ko ya hoi. Ye yo ke la ne ya yo visto hak.
Ta tian sina ni nuna. Das wasa de nok ta zaset. Ja sakwezanda hoi gui ya sa sinagona timilais ne dati sendi.
Wakwezando.
No na square so gonna glet no chiga ha win gallon jug that ni half a gallon.
Tanos ne o wise ko swino ne.
Ki
Kala ono
katongi
kala no wa ka ye ba ka nakla ne tikan. Akilo wi can ka no pasio.
tin can
Kas
jos hala
Yen go ahead sunt.
Oni watla ni kana jo. Kas gas ka ha tunga ni atka.
Tanon Tignia de Casino Nadina.
Don't they what?
Stanley Vilska squeak by what Tanya no walk on.
Why not
They
that?
be in a glass of wind called.
Sin kiin se kliwanu tuka ik okkoisaan
Oh, because on that.
da. Okkoisaan da.
Waki.
Yes, croissant dog with things it block croissant dot.
Nanki.
Ni kan visi akili what she want to lay on kata doses ni talong ko we na la roti chukwa ni kulhau.
Then when we can collect weeds, yeah, we kata they do talon. No se trasta digo to.
Kanoko gil hatiwa.
No. Pak we no
Dan ske wa. Ko yanka ko noktat dan des hadona dan eka.
Neki niillä oksa kwa kiwanu tu witsa. Tu se ruotla ne wina tene. Tia tegu mun sun ke ni kon ha. Tat. Tia tong kiwanu tongke mun sun ke kon hong ke ton ya te wen to na he dat kan ke oksi kon ske ya la. Nang kuina dat kiwanu tu wa tu kui se skene ya la ko.
Tigi ni nun gun he so that's forget ni gong ho kan te gun ji ka chok ga ni ji.
Onka ok.
Sugar swanu.
Neskinilia oksa. Da kya tunji ikel he a ke hialak.
Sigvino ni to gliwanu don rainbow. Wa ganu ta se na te gula ya san forget ni gong ho ki wa.
Tanu asilo ka.
Nato di ko ayat.
Jo silloin kun käännyt.
Da.
Yon ya.
Yon. Hättä kun kallisokin niin kuin Yon. Yon ja.
Nähtöisa.
Did you know your grandmother? And what is your oldest memory of her?
Ne jokni kiandeli ne tian ne gwyn hagnol ha. Ne agosotka. Eliza in that's Eliza Jane sagudinato. Kokasniaga ga. Tanu yaki oyelion te tsadogo sao na ne tsaundungo. Toknigo toknai wiwa cake. Tokni ni wi wakano. Noxineg yung te onolha ka win hagnolha. Onolha.
Ne yoni nin hier kaya wa kiandeli ne nin aksota onolha ka. Betsy ka shunda diats. Sokas kilo to ja ut kotia kwasa. Tuya ya kwesti ja kohtandi. Tiedät, koska se koshesta ja osesta. Ne kuitenkaan jokin sesta no ne skala tika. Tiedät, kun tuya ja kwesti ja kohtandi na ja kun joku numte ja koshesta. Ne kuinen haksota on haako. Toki niin jo leike ja le akilo jo my great grandmother. Okendeli ne kotoko kendele ne kotoko. Ci ei so akilo. Tuossa kun näitä lennasta sitten kohtandi.
Onkin niin haksotkaan. Hakun haan jonolhaan Elizabeth John hydajet. Tanus kvastjoganutte jelo doan. Kalle kvastjoganutte no sen kuitenkin uskatti vaseelle se kun on luusa. Tiedät kun tiedä, niin on tekkäkönätte. Näin tiedän ja ovat kannuskossa.
Tämä on jotain tajutaan.
Ne kinha kovaa sille viitadon tiedien halau. Sitten kun ne katsokaa jäädä. Noksi. Sinun skahawi ne tjänto lisson. Ne jähte keijalla. Kalle tuonta sanniun niikäisen sanun skahaa. Noksi kendeli nekin. ni.
Naka. Ne kiểu kun ni ke le ti ga agnu ha osot. Tanu ne ki ni ke le ji koso knina he go knina he dat na hasani gond let's do a ke ga okna ne wa undung go te ga noxia e gasnia gon quizless was yelat gan dung ta gui to agonu quiz tone na e ni ke sai e langa Wasiga Eliza yunda jets ko yakini de gala wina te yunda jets ko
Ja kuito kanu.
No,
Kisna honga kyo tian toni ka sano noksia. Ja tunga tilat kene tsaya.
Ja kohjakos hunt. Tosheke jakos tika sanol haagnek vitika ikne ei opsotka. Ne aksotakas honadan loti neki takin inonit bakat ni wakat hundas tika lazy pain dat nadum.
Ne.
lazy day. Ne noksi neki neki
Kadak sotkongas honadalo ko tika naisa laus kanekas kuhjakos sanol haagat chijakoya. Dan ho asia ole dat tika ja olet satia kauslia ko.
Kochini olena sa chadlanet lo.
Jimmy Anton. No, kaya laski tika chitunu ika jakos.
Kal jani kong long ha kai tin jili ne ko dokong.
Bikunen hiko aksot ko. Nikune kan petsi nikune hakau haun hako.
Neki tekniik.
Tekniik.
I'll go.
Joo.